My advice is, never do tomorrow what you can do today. Procrastination is the thief of time. Charles Dickens. Time is a river that flows endlessly, and every drop that passes is a moment that never returns. When we say, "I'll do it tomorrow," we unknowingly hand over to the thief of time the power to steal away opportunities, passions, and even the dreams just beginning to spark within us. Life doesn't reward those who only plan. It reserves glory for those who dare to start, dare to act, right today. Procrastination seems harmless. A little rest, a little waiting, but in that little bit, how many opportunities slip away? How many plans slumber forever? Each day we delay. We ourselves dim our own courage. Remember, tomorrow is only beautiful when today is lived fully. Act while your heart still burns with passion, while ideas still blaze brightly in your mind. Because no tomorrow is better than today, the day you can begin turning dreams into reality. Hard work is important, but there's something even more important: believing in yourself. Harry Potter. Every sweat-drenched step is a sign of hard work. But if you don't believe you can reach the summit, you'll stop halfway, letting fear and doubt take over your mind. On the other hand, belief in yourself is like invisible wings, helping you press on even when storms rage, helping you persevere through the thorniest paths. Believing in yourself isn't arrogance or complacency. It's a steadfast spirit, the courage to keep acting even when the outcome is unclear. When hard work combines with belief, you don't just achieve goals. You uncover hidden strength within yourself, strength you never knew existed. Winners embrace hard work. They love the discipline of it, the trade-off they're making to win. Losers, on the other hand, see it as punishment, and that's the difference. Holtz. Winners are like jewelers, meticulously polishing each rough gem, not because they enjoy hardship, but because they understand the value of the process. They know that gold only shines when forged in fire, and success only comes when you're steadfast enough to push through the grueling days. Losers, in contrast, often stop as soon as things get tough. They fear fatigue, slowness, lack of recognition. They want results, but avoid the price. While winners see hard work as the path to freedom, losers view it as punishment hindering happiness. That difference isn't in ability, but in mindset. Winners don't work because they're forced. They do it because they choose that path, knowing no victory is free and no glory comes from laziness. I find that the harder I work, the more luck I seem to have. Thomas Jefferson. Luck is like the wind. It doesn't stay in one place, but only those with sails ready can harness it. Hard workers don't sit waiting for luck to knock. They build doors, lay foundations, hone skills, so when opportunity flashes by, they seize it without hesitation. The more you strive, the more you learn. The more you learn, the more you grow and become quicker at spotting chances. And that silent preparation makes luck seem random, but it's really the fruit of persistent labor. They say, heaven doesn't betray the diligent, for the universe seems to quietly support those who pour their heart into their goals. When you work hard every day, luck is no longer chance, it's a deserved reward for perseverance. In a world where you can be anything, be kind. Jennifer Dukes Lee. Every person is a different kind of flower. Some choose to bloom brightly to be noticed. Others grow tall to see farther. But the kind ones are flowers that quietly spread fragrance, making the space around them comfortable and warm. Kindness doesn't need to be seen, only felt. When you choose kindness, you're not weak, but strong in gentleness. For it takes a big heart to smile amid small things, to help when you're tired yourself, and to love even when the world doesn't reciprocate. Kindness doesn't just spread, it comes back like a circle. A warm word, a small act, can become light warming someone's lost soul. The purpose of our lives is to be happy. Happiness isn't a distant destination, but the path we're walking. It doesn't lie in grand things, but hides in simple moments. A gentle, sunny morning, a long hug, or a peaceful smile, knowing today was lived fully. Some seek happiness in success, others in sharing, but its core is peace of mind. When we no longer compete, compare, or fear, that's when we realize to live, to love, and to be ourselves, that's enough. This world is noisy and rushed, everyone chasing to outdo others, but few pause to ask, am I happy? Because sometimes, for happiness, we don't need more. We just need to know contentment and gratitude. You can always become better, Tiger Woods. Every step, no matter how small, lifts you a little higher. You don't need to run, don't need to beat anyone, just don't stop. Better isn't becoming great in others' eyes, but drawing closer to your best self, a stronger, wiser, more forgiving person. Each day, you can start anew by learning something new, forgiving someone, or simply smiling at yourself in the mirror. The world always changes, and you can too, as long as you believe you deserve better. Perfection isn't a destination, but an endless journey of self-discovery. Every mistake is a lesson, every fall a chance to grow stronger, and in that process, you become the person you once admired. You can always become better, a reminder that change starts with you, not somewhere far away. Even if today you haven't achieved what you want, as long as you keep trying, you're on the right path. For every day we learn, love, and dare. To dream is a day we become a little better, and that's the magic of life. The dream you dream alone is only a dream. A dream you dream together is reality. Yoko Ono. When you dream alone, you might be limited by fear, doubt, and fatigue. But when you dream with others, with teammates, family, community, faith multiplies, motivation spreads, and the impossible suddenly becomes possible. That's why humanity's greatest achievements, from inventions and structures to world-changing movements, stem from shared dreams. A shared dream creates connection, inspiration, and responsibility. It makes each person in the journey no longer alone, but part of something greater than themselves. A real man is one who always finds excuses for others, but never excuses himself. Ward Beecher. A real man is like a great tree, standing firm amid storms, without complaint, without blame. No matter how fiercely the wind blows, he spreads his branches to shelter those around him. When others err, he seeks to explain, to empathize. But when he errs, he chooses silence and correction. In life, many want to prove themselves right. But a real man cares about doing what's right. He understands that self-respect isn't in excuses, but in taking responsibility. And compassion isn't in flowery words, but in how we treat others' mistakes. For only those with strong souls can forgive others, and only the humble dare admit their own faults. You don't have to be great to start, but you have to start to be great. A child learning to walk. It falls dozens of times, but each fall brings it closer to steadiness. Our lives are the same. No one is born talented. No one starts without fear. But all great people share one thing. They began from zero. If you wait until you're perfect to act, you might never start in this lifetime. For perfect conditions never exist, only the first step creates the path. Each small action today is the first brick building tomorrow's castle, and through each effort, you'll realize what makes you great isn't talent, but the courage not to quit. You have to be odd to be number one, Dr. Seuss. In a world full of molds, where everyone tries to blend into the crowd for acceptance, oddness is the torch lighting the way for pioneers. You might be seen as crazy for dreaming too big, ridiculed for doing what no one has, but those crazy things are the seeds of greatness. People once called Edison mad for trying thousands of times just to find a light bulb filament. People thought Steve Jobs eccentric for insisting technology could be as beautiful as art, and they, those odd ones, changed the world. Remember, normal is the road for the masses, while oddness opens the door to the heights of creativity. Each unique trait of yours, each idea others call far-fetched, could be the perfect piece, creating your number one version. So don't fear when someone says you're like no one else. Smile, for it might be a sign you're on the right track toward uniqueness, toward the peak. Because to be number one, you can't just be a copy of anyone. You must wake up each morning with determination if you're going to go to bed with satisfaction. George Lorimer. Each morning is a fresh start, a blank page to continue your life story. But that page means nothing if you don't pick up the pen, if you don't wake with a heart full of determination. Determination is the first light of day, the power helping you rise despite weariness. Press on, though the road is long. You want a good night's sleep with a satisfied smile as you close your eyes? Make sure you've lived the day fully. For satisfaction doesn't come from luck, but from each drop of sweat, each silent effort you invest in work, dreams, and your very life. Life doesn't promise ease, but each dawn is a chance to choose differently, stronger, more focused, more aspiring than yesterday. Wake with determination, so when night falls, you can smile and say, "Today, I didn't miss myself." In life, you make small decisions with your head and big decisions with your heart. Omid Kordestani. There are simple decisions like what to eat today, what to do, where to go. Let reason guide them. Let your head calculate, compare, analyze to navigate safely amid countless choices. But then come moments when reason falls silent, when you stand at crossroads of love, passion, or dreams. At those times, don't ask your head, listen to your heart's voice. For some things can't be measured by benefits or risks, only felt through faith and the truest human emotions. The heart may scare you, may lead to turns no one understands, but it alone knows what you truly want. Those who live by reason may be safe, but those who live by heart, they live fully. And perhaps happiness's secret is knowing when to heed reason and when to trust the heart. Worry does not empty tomorrow of its sorrow. It empties today of its strength. Life is full of little things, a careless word, a fleeting failure, an unresolved difficulty. But worry makes them loom large enough to block the light of peace. It's like standing before a lamp, your shadow stretching long, magnified on the wall seeming gigantic, but really just an illusion. Worry is a double-edged sword. It makes us more alert, but can also bind us in fear, leaving us unable to move forward. How many have stopped midway, not from real failure, but from being too busy worrying about what hasn't happened? Instead of letting worry's shadow envelop your soul, learn to step into faith's light. View everything with calm and courage. For when you face fear, the shadow fades and you realize what troubled you so long was just a grain of sand in life's vast desert. Sometimes What we need isn't fewer worries, but more courage to face them head on. Everyone is a genius, but if you judge a fish by its ability to climb a tree, it will live its whole life believing that it is stupid. Albert Einstein. Every person is born with their own unique genius. Some excel at speaking, others at listening. Some are born to fly, others to swim. But sadly, this world sometimes wants everyone the same one standard, one way to succeed. A fish can swim thousands of miles in the ocean, but force it to climb a tree, and it fails, and worse, believes it's worthless. Just like people placed in the wrong environment, judged wrongly, even the most talented can doubt themselves. Remember, genius isn't being better than others, but knowing what you're best at. Don't compare yourself to anyone, for a fish doesn't need to fly to be great. It just needs to swim deep and live fully in its own sea. This life doesn't need more copies, but people daring to be themselves. So instead of trying to climb another's tree, find your own ocean where you're free, strong, and the wonderful person you already are. Because when you live true to your nature, that's genius.